What up everyone, it's your boy X-Manny87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Marvel Legends Disney Plus The Falcon and the Winter Soldier Flashback Winter Soldier action figure review. Before I get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now, with that said, let's go! So if you watched my last video, you know that Shocker was supposed to be my next review, but then this guy came knocking at my door and I just had to review him because Winter Soldier's my boy in the MCU. So anyways, this is supposed to be a flashback from the Winter Soldier and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There was a flashback scene that takes us back to the 2014 movie and stuff. I believe there was some new scenes in there too, but this figure is basically, it's not an update, it's just a reissue from the figure that we got in 2014. Now that one had a very cartoony sniper rifle, and I'm happy to say that Hasbro actually gave us some guns, you know, some much better guns than that sniper rifle. Some cool accessories, definitely much better with accessories this time around. But we also get two new head sculpts, and you know what? We'll cover the accessories first, and then we'll take a look at the figure. So this is the default head straight out of the box, and we do get a mask guard this time. Before, the last figure came with the goggles and the mask guard, and I wish we got that. So this time, we just get the mask guard and one without the mask guard, but just taking a look at this face guard, it's really, really cool. So you're gonna probably hear me say face guard, mask guard, whatever. You know what I mean. So yeah, it looks really, really cool. And I like that there is some kind of like flesh seeping through there too. It's almost like you can take a look at his mouth right through there. I really like the texturing. The face guard came out really nice. And I love the expression on his face. Look at that, man. He looks tough. Ah, yo, this is my man crush in the MCU. This Winter Soldier was just freaking terrifying. I loved him in that movie, and I love the expression here. Wow, look at the brows, just everything. It's just, the head sculpt here is just money. I love the hair dangling down. You know, it's kind of wavy, and it's sculpted very nicely. Just taking a look at that. So very, very nice. Great job with the face print there. And as I said before, he does come with an alternate head without the face guard, and it looks really good. Does look like Sebastian Stan. And I really just, again, great job overall. The hair, I think, is the same. I would say the hair is the same. Yeah, they kept the same hairstyle. Now, I do feel like this figure should have came with 4 heads. Now, if you remember the one that came out in 2014, part of the Mandroid Build-A-Figure wave, that one came with 2 heads, as I mentioned before. One with the face guard and the goggles on top of it, and then one with the unmasked look, but had the black eyeliner around the eyes. So I wish those 2 heads were included. That way, you know, we could have had the many faces of Winter Soldier. Would have been nice alternative displays to play around with. Next up, he comes with a combat knife. And he comes with 2 handguns. And while they may look the same, they are different. Now, this one has an extended magazine right there, and I don't even know if... It's not removable, but I don't even know if that's supposed to be a part of the gun, or is it something where, like, you're supposed to display him reloading it and put his hand underneath here or something like that. I don't know, maybe you could play it off like that, but this one doesn't have an extended magazine, but you can see it at the bottom. It's clearly right there, so I don't know. I just feel like this is probably one of those display options you can have with putting his hand underneath and make it look like he's reloading. But they are different. As you can see, this one has this top piece right here. Now, I don't know my gun parts. I'm not a gun person, so, you know, excuse me if I get it wrong here. The top right here, you can see the ridges on this side of the gun. Sorry if I'm not in focus, but yeah, you can see they're totally different. Now, the cool thing about this is it does have the ports at the front of the gun here on the barrel, so you can put the smoke effects that came with the Widow, Black Widow, Phantom X. I think those were like the only figures to come with them. And you know, if you want to put some muzzle effects there, you can do that. So I like that option. I feel like he should have came with this too. So they got to spread these muzzle effects and the smoke effects out a little more. And then he comes with an AR, which looks really nice. I like that a lot. I like the design. You got a scope right there at the top. The magazine is not removable. It would have been cool if it did. And again, it has the port right there, so you can put in those effects. I like that, man. I really, really like this. It gives it more options, gives it more replay value. I dig it. All right, now going back to the figure, since we already covered the head, let's take a look at the body. Again, it is a reissue of that 2014 wave. What a wave that was, right? That was probably the best wave that year in 2014, the Mandroid Build-A-Figure. It was such an army builder wave. I loved it. The Mandroid, I army built like 5 of them. Then you had the Hydra and AIM soldiers. You had the Baron Zemo, the other style comic one. You had the Marvel Now Captain America. It was just overall a great wave. You know, Winter Soldier, the Captain America, I don't have that one anymore, the stealth suit, nor the Winter Soldier, so you won't see comparisons. That Winter Soldier figure, at the time, everyone went crazy for it, and it still holds up. I like to say it still holds up. I just wish we got the updates that we're seeing now with figures like such as the pinless joints. They didn't give his cybernetic arm a pinless arm, and they did that for the other Disney Plus Winter Soldier. You know, would have been nice to get that treatment. So kind of bums me out now. It's crazy how like pins never bothered me and now they're bothering me. The arm right here is plastic, so there's no paint to it, and you get the red star right there, as you can see, and you got the fingerless glove on the other side. You know, get that militant look. You can see on his forearm he has some you know, little gadgets, some weaponry there. Got the harness, that's a separate piece. Got the buckle painted. There is some wash, some subtle wash here, so you do get some nice wash throughout. And as you can see, get it here on his arm. On the back too, which is impressive. Like, they normally don't even touch the back. Belt strap is painted right there. On the buckle, that tool right there is painted, whatever that is. And then, yeah. Looks cool. Just love this overall look of the Winter Soldier, man. This was my favorite look of him in the MCU. Get some subtle wash right there at the knee guards. That's nice. On the boots, too. You got it at the top part right here. Not so much here. Oh, actually, right there on the back. I didn't even notice that before. And on the heel there. So, yeah, they did some nice wash here. As you can see, he's got some really big boots. It looks like he has some lifts, which he'll be taller than the other figures when you see in the comparison. It makes sense. You know, Hollywood, they make these actors wear lifts in their boots just to make them look taller. So nice sculpting here, and that's it. The articulation is still good on this guy, so his head moves about that far up. If I move it any further back, I think it'll just pop off. Yeah, there it goes. And then it moves that far down, left, right. It does kind of tilt. His arm moves that far up, so it's higher than a T-pose. Both arms move higher than a normal T-pose, so that is really good. Moves down. You can rotate it all around. You got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. You got the wrist swivel and a wrist hinge. His ab crunch moves that far forward and that far back. Not much back. The waist does swivel. You got the legs that move that far apart. It kicks up that high, kicks that far back. Legs rock around. You got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and oh, no heel to the Winter Soldier, but his ankles move only that far up, that far down, and all around ankle rockers. Let's start off comparisons with the Winter Soldier standing next to the MCU Hydra Soldiers, as these Hydra Soldiers are from the 1940s. I hope Hasbro gives us some modern Hydra Soldiers with the more militant look that appeared in the Winter Soldier film. That would make for some sweet army builds. Even though Winter Soldier didn't share the same screen with these guys, here he is next to some other MCU Hydra characters, Red Skull and Crossbones. Mission report, December 16, 1991. I couldn't help but to say that catchphrase. Here he is next to MCU Baron Zemo. Here is Winter Soldier next to the Endgame Captain America. Here is the MCU Winter Soldier next to the comic Winter Soldier. Finally, here he is next to some other versions of Bucky, the Infinity War and Disney Plus. Here's a funny prediction, a Shower Soldier figure from What If for the next Disney Plus wave. I will say that they should have included a closed fist for the cybernetic arm like they gave the Disney Plus version, just like they should have given the comic one as well and this Infinity War one too. For some reason, Hasbro seems to not like giving Winter Soldier a closed fist, which is essential to that arm. What gives? And now to wrap things up, my final rating is an 8 out of 10. Definitely much better offering here the second time. I feel like the pants should have been much darker, closer to a black to break up some of the coloring, as it can look very plain. The metal arm should have had a metallic coat. At least there is some nice subtle wash sprinkled throughout the costume. The sculpting no doubt is still beautiful and holds up 8 years later. But Hasbro should have strived for a new mold with pinless joints. However, with the accessories being the winner, giving us new guns with ports in them, I still feel that more was needed, such as 2 more heads, alt hands, and a newer sniper rifle, just to name a few. That would have helped, which brings me to conclude that this figure should have been a deluxe. I think we can all agree on a deluxe movie or comic Winter Soldier. This character is built for deluxe offerings. We got one with Widow, why not Bucky, right? But just to put the figure aside for a second, I want to talk about the Winter Soldier in the Captain America sequel. To this day, besides Thanos and Loki, I'd still say he was the best MCU villain. He was so underrated as a villain. While everyone kept saying the MCU lacks villains at the time, they easily forgot about my boy Winter Soldier until I bring it up. I mean, how terrifying was he? The dude didn't even have to utter a word and he instilled fear. His silence was powerful. That scene where he blew up Fury's vehicle and the camera shows him slowly walking towards your way, that makes you want to run. When I go back and watch that trailer, hands down he has one of the most chilling themes in the MCU. Sends goosebumps and chills shivering down my spine every time I hear it. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna stop right here and watch the movie again. That was my favorite MCU movie for the longest time, until maybe Infinity War or No Way Home. Probably a tie for now, so I gotta watch it again. Anyways, back to the figure real quick. If you missed out on the 2014 figure, then go ahead and grab this one. You won't regret it. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think about this Winter Soldier figure? Who from the Captain America Winter Soldier movie do you think still needs a figure? I definitely want to see GSP's Patrox de la Peur sometime soon. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. That was my review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace, peace.